30 minutes ago.
Then I got out of a taxi.
Yeah. Gross.
Hi there. I'm world-famous mezzo-soprano Jamie Barton, and you're listening to the CVH Podcast.
What you saying?
Yes. That's me and my son, by the way.
No way.
He's on the drums.
Such a rock star.
I'm sitting with Brenda Rae, one of my favorite people on the planet.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's true.
CVH. It's so great to see you.
It's great to see you, too.
We're live in person. Oh, my God.
Well, I was trying to think of the last time that's true. I
Was it?
I couldn't think of it. I was like, I don't know when I saw Brenda last. It must have been here, right?
Did we see each other during that Agrippina that I did, like right before the pandemic hit?
I was here, but I don't know that
You were doing Wozzeck.
I did Wozzeck, and then I came back a minute later to do Cenerentola, and that's when we got shut down.
So I got to see you in passing, but we didn't get to hang out. We weren't rehearsing together, obviously. So the last time we spent real quality time together was Lucia in Philadelphia, and that was the fall of 2018. Right. I only had one child back then.
I remember it well. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. Land of dreams? No, that's just
man.
America. Good times already.
There's no chance that gummy hit you yet. There's no chance, but I love it.
This is just Brenda Rae.
You were here a minute ago for Ariadne.
Genau.
And
that
then
means exactly. Pause for laughter.
Oh my God. Oh, 3 minutes in. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. That means exactly. I lived in Germany too. Not like you did. Not like you did.
But we actually worked. I think the first time we worked together was in Germany.
That's right, in Munich. I wasn't living there anymore.
No.
But I was shoving something in somebody's face.
Again.
When Munich tried to offer me my contract renewal, like I was there for 2 years, and they were like, "Oh, here's the renewal," and I was like, "Oh, I'm definitely not staying." One of the administrators, who will forever be nameless because it's unimportant,
and you don't remember their name.
I do remember her name very specifically. She was like, "Oh, it's too bad we'll never see you again."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, is that so?" And she's like, "Yeah, because we'll just have somebody in the ensemble sing your little parts." And then I was like, "Oh, thank you." I actually appreciate it because it makes me nuts. And when I get nuts, then I start doing things.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that was 3 years after she said that I was singing The Four Villains.
The Four Villains, a small role. A small,
easy night. Yeah. Totally easy night, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was enjoying that. I went right to her office to tell her how great it was to see her again.
Like, oh, I'm thrilled.
It's expensive this time.
Best wishes. Warmest regards.
How long were you in Germany? You were in Frankfurt.
I lived in Frankfurt for 10 years.
That's unbelievable to me. You don't seem old enough to have done that.
Thank you. I've had a lot of work done. No. Yeah. Well, I went there right after school.
Yeah.
And when I say school, I should be a doctor because I was in school for 8 years. So I was like, oh yeah, I was 22.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
7
22.
years of college. I was like, this better pay out.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing pretty well.
You're
doing pretty well.
It's okay.
Yeah. We've had some luck and some hard work, and it all came together.
Is it luck? There's been luck.
I've had luck. I mean, it's a combination.
There's been opportunity is the right word.
Yeah. You're in the right place in the right time, having the right people hear you at the right time.
But you also have to be ready, right? Like it's not.
Yeah, just say yes. Just say yes. Like move your life from New York to Frankfurt. Like I don't know. Okay.
That's what it was. But I didn't have a whole lot going on, and I sang for Ian Hollander.
Oh yeah.
Over here at Merkin Hall. Funny. It's a funny word. It's funny. I was so excited. I'm like, Brenda's coming over. It's like another 18-year-old boy over here to laugh.
I'm like 13, so please, I'm just going through puberty.
So I'm singing Aleko's Cavatina, which is, okay, it's long for a bass aria, but it's not that long.
It's not 15 minutes.
4.5 minutes tops.
Oh, my God. That's
Maybe
nothing.
5.
Please.
He starts waving me off halfway through. He's got his arm going like this, waving me off.
Christian Van Horn is waving his arm, by the way, listeners.
So I stop. I look at Craig Ketter, who's playing for me, and I go, I think we're getting stopped. And he's like, huh? And Ian from out in the house goes, this goes on forever. Where do you go from there?
You're welcome.
I was like, it was going by pretty quick for me, you know.
Like I was remembering the words. I felt pretty good about
that
this.
note was decent, yeah. And so,
oh no,
I was offered the job from Bachler after that audition.
Oh,
from It Goes On Forever to my Fez contract.
So Hollander was like, no, thank you, but
no,
Bachler.
thank you. Oh, he was like,
ooh.
Oh, well, I think he wanted to get rid of a lot of those old guys in Munich. They were a lot of old guys.
Yeah.
He was moving them off to the library and stuff. Like he's like, I can't fire you, but I also can't have you sing anymore.
Yeah.
And so they got other jobs.
Out to pasture.
It's brutal.
It's brutal, but it's also, they get paid. That's nice.
Yeah, but I know,
No,
I feel like when somebody's like, you can't sing anymore, then I'm just not gonna be a part of whatever that was.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna start singing Wagner when I can't sing anymore.
Just blow it out. Just blow it out.
Yeah, when to go out with a bang, right?
Just like, what do you think I can't sing? Sign me up.
Yeah, I'm like, great. It doesn't matter anyway.
I want to go down in flames.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing. Well, it's like I'm 42, and so I'm trying to preserve the good. Like this is the good time, right? Like this is where I feel like I can do what I want, you know, and it's working. And so I feel like I just want to preserve this, but at the same time, I'm like,
right. I know it's
also
like,
time to have some fun, right? Like,
well, yeah. If you're not gonna have fun now,
I've taken this so serious for so long. Maybe it's time to enjoy. Is that not obvious?
No. Oh dear, you're taking it serious.
I'm talking to a soprano, so that's the funny part. Like, I said this the other day. I said it's way more impressive for a soprano to sing here than for a bass to sing here. Oh, this is not. Yes, no. Of course, this is a wonderful thing for me. But there's only like 6 of us, and 3 of them are terrible. Oh. And so, but it comes to sopranos, you're like, this is the big group.
Oh yeah.
This is the no joke group.
Right.
Like all killers, all assassins. Yeah.
Yeah, but I have to say, I think this helped me with just my life. Starting my career in Frankfurt, we were not a competitive bunch of sopranos. Like,
really?
We were all friends with each other.
Okay.
I think it helped. I was the only.
Maybe that's how you knew that you were at the top of the pile. You were like, there was no competition between us. Those girls fucking hated you.
Yeah, they were all like, they actually put poison in my water, but it made me stronger. Yeah, no. It helps having a kind of freakishly high voice. I'm not like the freakishly high of the high, but,
right? But you're
just,
in the different zone. That's really true. You're not a lyric soprano in the sense that you don't have the high Z. I've heard the high Z. It's phenomenal.
No,
yeah.
You haven't heard all my high notes.
I'm pretty sure that I learned the Mad Scene with you. And I was like, I sat for a lot of these. I know every note of it. I could sing it in my octave. I could totally sing it.
Oh yeah, I mean, you were trying to steal my thunder. Like,
well, obviously,
like,
I was like, look,
hard.
somebody has to do something here.
Yeah, seriously, it's just another.
You can't just cover her in blood and hope it goes good.
Oh look, she's got blood on her hands again.
Oh, she's on her knees pleading. Wow. Oh, she's rolling around. What else?
Oh, the soprano's crazy. How interesting. Oh, yeah.
Who's that tall bass behind her? He's really in it.
Look at that. I like that picture. That picture that we
yeah. Were you, again,
that is one of my favorite pictures.
You see me, I'm like crying in the background.
No, it looks like you're either blowing your nose into your hand
I was
or throwing up.
Smelling the fart acting. Like,
Brenda, that's not a good technique.
You're pushing
I'm very
a
relaxed.
lot.
Yep.
Oh my God! But when I got to Santa Fe that year was one of those times where I got off a plane and I was just like, "Get me the fuck out of here right now! I want to go home now."
Yeah, but I wouldn't let you.
You were so sweet to me, and immediately were like, I think you had seen you're the singer whisperer, but a lot of us are, in a way, like you can see when it's not going good, and somebody just needs like a little stroke on the arm.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine, buddy.
Yeah. Well, then you hit a bromance too with your buddy Zach.
My buddy Zach and Corrado. Corrado really looked out for me, and it was important because I was like, I'm going home. I'm not doing this. I can't do this.
God, no, because you need to stay, and you did, and it was great.
I always stay.
Yeah, you just need to have your little tantrum.
But it was one of those. It was one of those moments where I truly thought, I don't need any of this. I want to get out of here.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
I was late, and I hate being late.
Oh yeah.
I was a few days late,
Yeah,
but whatever.
you're not that late. No,
But
I guess we only have
somebody
4
needed to
weeks.
prove a point, and so like the first day I was there, they're like, "Okay, all of your stuff go." I was like, "Oh, somebody wants to make an example." All right.
I don't remember you not nailing it. So
Well, it's Raymonda, for God's sakes. Fired. I really don't think I'll do it again. I can't imagine doing it again.
I was wondering. I was like, are you never going to do that again? Because when are we going to get to sing?
It was a
together
nice
again,
duet.
right?
It was a nice duet with you.
That was. Yeah, even though they didn't, I don't think they kept it all in for Santa Fe, right? They
Was it
some
cut in
of
half?
Well, yeah.
Maybe that's for the
remember.
best. I don't know.
No, never for the best. But I do. No, it wasn't cut as much as they do in other.
Sometimes
houses.
the duet's cut all together, but I had said the year before, I was like, well, I'm not going to show up if you cut my role down to nothing.
Honestly,
please.
no. I actually love that scene too. I think it's really.
It's the turning point.
It is.
Come
It's like,
on, you
why-
realize that
yeah.
everybody's trying to work against her, even her priest or
Even the
confidant
nice
or whatever
guy.
he. Nice
Not
guy.
a nice guy. No. Yeah. No one writes a bass nice guy.
So you're singing Ophelia in Hamlet, but not the Tomas.
Not
This is like
right.
this is like something new.
This is new. It was premiered at Glyndebourne in 2017.
Is it good?
But
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the
I
truth.
love it. It's really hard, but it's so cool.
Now counting notes. What is it?
We do
What's
have
hard?
to count and the notes. I mean, everything is hard.
Vocal gymnastics.
Yeah, I sing. Like,
Is it
there's-
tonal at
I
all?
love, I mean, there are some moments. But no, it's really hard. It's like, okay, where can I find my note in the orchestration?
Pull it out of your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really just about feeling sometimes. Like,
Right.
I think, okay, I've practiced this so much now. That's what it feels. Yeah,
Right, I know that because I'm doing Rake's Progress now. Nick, I know you can't compare because much of Rake's Progress is tonal,
Yeah,
and you can find your note within the chord generally.
yeah.
But there's still just like it's muscle memory. Like it's the note is here, like I just like put it in.
It's like, okay. Yeah, but I do think I hope the Met audiences like it.
I
It
did
is
a Thomas
kinda
Addis
wacky.
piece here
Right.
called
of course.
Exterminating Angel. That was vocal gymnastics and just absolute mayhem and madness and like
I think
the audience loved the night of theater. It was a great night of
Yeah,
theater,
this
and we
is an-
sold it.
That's right. I think that this is a great night of theater as well.
Yeah.
It's actually not as crazily written for vocal gymnastics wise. I mean, like
Uh-huh.
Audrey Luna, like her part in that,
Yeah,
like I
it's
can't sing
absurd.
that,
No.
I mean, but
It turned into a Jeopardy question.
oh God,
Like, this soprano sang the highest note in the history of the Metropolitan Opera,
what is? Was it a B flat? Or
I don't know what it
I
was.
can't vocalize that high. I
It
don't
wasn't
know.
something, it wasn't audible. It was like dogs in the
All of a
off in the
sudden.
distance were like, what?
Oh, something's happened at the Metropolitan Opera House tonight. I think I'll go and have a champagne there.
What was your debut here?
Oh, it was Agrippina. I was Popea.
That was it?
That was it. That was only 2 years ago.
But you got through all of those.
We did, thank goodness.
Yeah, you got paid.
I got paid. And then 5 days later, the Met closed.
Yeah, we were,
you were-
that was opening night of Cenerentola was the whatever day we shut
I
down.
remember good old Tara.
Yeah, that was going to be her, yeah.
Yeah.
Or roll debut. Not her house debut,
no,
but
she
roll
had
debut.
sung here before, but yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
bummer.
It was a bummer.
Yeah.
Cenerentola. She's great in that stuff. So.
I don't know. I felt like I got so sick of talking about all that time. Like, yes, it was a
Yeah.
shock, but I don't know. Now I'm back and complaining on the other side of it again. Like,
Good.
fuck, I never go home.
Everything's back to normal. I know, that's what it feels like right now. Well, because I think we all booked ourselves so heavily after
We
the
were
pandemic.
free.
Like, oh
it was a
God.
blank schedule. Okay,
Yeah.
like, okay, what's
Or in like fill
staying?
in any crack that
Yeah.
pops up. Because who knows if things will get canceled
Oh,
and be like,
I
well, I
was-
gotta make it. Like I lost all this money, so
I was
we should
whoring.
make
I
it
was
up.
like, I'm free. Who needs what? You
Who
know?
wants a
I sang
slice
Publio
of
in
this?
Paris.
You did?
6 performances.
Publio.
Publius. Publius.
Maximus.
And I was just like, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. Like, even in the middle of doing it, I was like, this is not something I should be doing.
No.
I just wanted the paycheck. That was June, July last year.
All right. Yeah.
Paris was working. A lot of places weren't.
Oh, yes.
So I was like, yeah, I'm free. Let's do it. I sang Mephistopheles, Don Giovanni, and Publio at the Paris Opera in the same season.
You know.
You have an Angelotti I could do, or a Zuniga?
You're a bass. That's kind of your life, right? No. Oh.
I showed you this, right?
Yeah, well, I saw pictures. I haven't
I'm
seen
showing
it
Brenda my
live.
tattoo. Brenda's a tattoo person,
I'm a tattoo person. We're going to go out after this and just get random tattoos.
I mean, if I pour enough of those, well, once that hits, maybe.
Oh, man, yeah. I am so... Like, I'm just itching to get another tattoo. I got my last one in September. Yeah, well, I got my first one when I was...
It's pretty rare that anybody has one.
No, because you get one and you're like,
I need to do
why
this
that
again.
hurts so much, but I want another.
Is that it? Is it pain for you?
No, it's not the pain that I want. I have two children. I don't need more pain.
I need to control something. And I found that it usually happens when there's a moment of chaos in my brain. And so that's when I like refocus, because you can't concentrate on anything else but what's happening. There's I can't make my mind go somewhere else when somebody's doing this to me.
Yeah.
And I kind of love that. Well, you're just trying to be cool about it, and you're like, why does it hurt so bad here and not at all right there? You know.
Well, the shading is like a different story than
this
the
one.
lines.
I
didn't see that one.
Yeah, I was like ready to.
There's a ring tattoo.
I wanted him to stop the second he began, because it was like bone, you know, like.
Yeah, when there's no meat.
He's like, this is gonna hurt. And I was like, the tattoo guy says it's gonna hurt. This is bad.
Uh-oh.
It's small, but still. I
got one on my foot, and like there's...
It's just all bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the bones are down there.
That was my second.
How many do you have now?
Six. And I have plans
Isn't that
for
funny?
like 3 more.
Isn't that weird? It's maybe someday. I don't think I'll regret it, because they all come from a different place and a different mindset, and something I won't forget. You like seal it in. You seal that memory in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is the important thing. I think with people like us, we're like, like this is meaningful. Yeah. And this, I will only get tattoos that really mean something to me. And I don't think I'm ever going to regret that. Like, I know how to cover them up. I think it's a little bit different for men versus
It's a pain in the ass
women.
when I get to work and they need to cover this up suddenly. And you're like, oh, shit, I've done this to myself.
But I've had tattoos my entire professional life, so I'm very used to covering them. So now I know the makeup that I like to use.
So how old were you when you got the first one?
I think I was 20 on Haight Street in San Francisco.
That's way too cliche. But congratulations.
Thank you. Yep.
It's
love
not
being
a rainbow
cliche.
or anything.
It is not. No, I had wanted it for years. It's actually the Amnesty International symbol, the candle with barbed wire going through it.
Oh, you are a flower child if I ever met one.
Like, well, if the symbol ever becomes like a horrible symbol, at least I'll remember that it stands for human rights. But the guy tattooing me, he was like, I love that your first tattoo has barbed wire on it.
That's kind of cool, though.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
I'm badass.
On Haight Street, no less.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I got this one in San Francisco.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. So my next one I want on my forearm. You know, I get more and more tattoos, and then like all the general managers of houses are like talking to my agents, like, Brenda got another tattoo.
You know what?
The directors love it.
Oh my God, they do love it. Yeah. No, I did a Macbeth with McVicker, and he was like, so we're popping the shirt off, right? Like, I mean, fine, whatever. But also he had no trouble with the tats. You know,
yeah. I've had Laurent Pelly. He added another tattoo for the Traviata that I did, because he like,
I love it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I love your tattoos, and let's add another. So we added, and everyone in the Santa Fe audience was like, they saw the fake tattoo and were like, that soprano has a tattoo. It's like, well, that one's not real.
I love that your Midwest just came out. That soprano.
That soprano. Yeah, they're from Santa Fe, and I'm like, that soprano. You know, all audience members sound like that in my head.
100%.
Definitely.
Yeah, male or female, it doesn't matter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, heavens. Yeah. No. Yes. But, you know, we have to show that there are, you know, like,
I like to live.
Generation.
I've got them all in different cities.
Well, you always called my tattoos prison tats, but you kind of have prison tats too, all right?
Did I say that?
Oh, yes.
Oh, what a shitty thing to say. Oh, my God. I have this happen all the time where somebody will come up to me and say, oh, my God, you said the best thing to me. And I'm like, oh, thank God. But then I have this other story where somebody's like, no, wait, the first thing you ever said to me was so shitty. Did I really call them prison tattoos?
Oh, yeah, but I didn't mind. No.
What a
I was
dick.
like, what do you mean prison tattoos? You're like, because they're all random. They're just like wherever. And I'm like, okay. No.
I want to formally apologize.
That's okay. You don't need to. I'm proud of my prison tats. I've lived a life,
But
okay, man?
I'm completely prison tatted too. Like
Yes,
there's
you are.
no, it's
Well,
not
when did this happen?
cohesive.
Because when 2017 is when you first called them prison tats. How many tattoos did you have in 2017? Do you remember?
No, just one, I think.
Oh, there you go. That's why you were so judgy.
Maybe just that one.
Oh, see, you have more tattoos than me. How many tattoos do you have?
7. Yeah.
Yeah.
But nothing real committed. This is
That's
big
on the forearm, yeah. Because I want, like, I think the forearm is like.
This would go around your arm twice, I think.
Yeah. Well, me and my tiny little
But this one,
awkwardly small wrists.
This one I got in San Francisco too.
Oh, look at that.
But it all happens in a moment of chaos for me. It's never. I have a plan. Like I have something that I like.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it's going to be. Like it's not specific, but I'm like, I want a lion. I want this dagger, something like that. But then it doesn't really happen until I'm having a moment of like, what's going on? Like I have this reset moment that I need, and then and then it's spontaneous. I've never had a tattoo that wasn't like, I'm doing it right now. Go.
Oh, cool.
Like without well, this one I had an appointment for, but all the others are like walk-ins.
Oh, wow.
2 a.m. Like.
Oh my God! See, that is
you
not.
sign the thing where you're sober and you're like 100%.
Totally sober.
Big X,
Yes, I have never been drunk while I got a tattoo.
Really?
Really?
It's way better.
Okay. Well, we're going after this, so it's fine.
Don't tempt me.
I know exactly what I want.
There's not. I mean, New York's hit or miss. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing I was telling you. I want to get a real good tattoo. I don't know, but I have a plan. Like, I'm not going to get sleeves or anything on my arms.
I think that's what everybody says. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think the people with sleeves aren't like, I'm getting a sleeve. I think it's just they've got like 5 or 6, and then they just fill it all.
With my brother, he's like in the process, and it's a year-long thing for him because now he doesn't live where his tattoo artists live.
And you got to sit for it.
Yeah, it's hours and hours and hours. Yeah. It's intense for a real.
Do you go to like a Zen place? Do you just like put yourself in a different headspace, or do you just accept it?
I do accept it. I have a pretty high pain tolerance too. I've dealt with pain I don't know. So I think I just sit with the pain, and it doesn't. I don't know. I mean, I had 2 like natural childbirths too, and it's like. Did
you do it in a pool? Were you one of those?
My second one was in a bathtub.
No kidding.
Like in a birth house bathtub. It didn't plan on it, but I knew. Okay, so when my
Why
first son was born.
It terrifies
Oh
me.
yeah, I don't know.
It's all fine.
It's
all fine until it's not.
I know.
And then you're like,
Yeah,
maybe
but
we should have
my
had a
brain
doctor
isn't.
nearby.
Well, we were like kitty corner from a hospital.
Okay,
so
right
the
there.
best
So like
hospital.
something goes down, you can get moved quick. Yeah.
And it was my second child that I had at a birth house in
They
Germany.
just fall
my
out.
first one.
The second one just falls out, right?
Oh, it was still hard because he was bigger than the other one. Oh. Yeah. No, I remember after I had my first one, it was like, that was the hardest thing that I have ever done.
Yeah.
But I know I can do it again.
Was it excruciating? What kind of, like...
I wanted to jump out the window.
Just like, kill me. I want this to end.
Yeah. And I was like, how long is this going to last? Because I was induced. So that also makes it really intense because my water technically broke. I sprung a leak, but it was like a tiny leak. And I was like, did I just pee myself? Nope. Apparently I didn't pee myself.
There's going to be a lot of that today. So just get comfy.
Drink. Good.
It was the most amazing thing I ever witnessed.
This isn't your furniture, right? No. Oh God, childbirth. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna like look down Main Street.
Yeah.
You
Did
know?
you touch the head as it was coming out and stuff? Sorry.
No. Sorry. No. Like, well, because it was incredible, and I was just kind of hanging out by Kelly, just staying up top, like, come on, baby, we can do this. You know, like doing whatever I could do. Mm-hmm. The doctor, he says, it wasn't even her doctor, of course. Like, your doctor is never there.
No.
So and he was Dr. Handsome too, and I'm like, all right, I guess this is happening. Cool.
Come on. Yeah. So I promise that is the last thing that Kelly was thinking about.
Well, no, I know. And so he says, do yourself a favor and come over here. And so he brings us down there, and now poor Kelly's like on display, and he's like, "That's your boy's head," and he saw this little puff of blonde hair, and I was like, we should get him out of there. Like,
he's trapped.
he looks stuck. What's his face in? Like, he can't breathe.
Really? What? Seriously?
He's like, oh no, he's getting plenty of oxygen from Mama. He'll be fine. I'm like, we should get him out of there, Doc.
Come on, just pry him out. All right. Pretty sure I've got some like tongs.
But nobody told me any. Like, we went to the baby class, right? But nobody. He does. He listens. He loves it.
This is Coulter Van Horn, and you're listening to my papa on the CVH Podcast.
He's a big fan. Big fan.
Crap.
Oh,
he
yeah.
sounds like a little, like he's an adult now.
Yeah,
What?
because he has no siblings, and and so
All he does is talk to adults.
yeah, and so he's only been around adults for years. I mean, now he's in school, so that's different. But forever, it was just like, and we didn't speak to him like a baby. We just spoke to him like another human in the room.
I remember the things you taught him to say. Not appropriate now.
God, I always forget what people know about me.
You're like, oh,
I think
know that side?
Brenda might know all the secrets
All
for
the
sure. Like a lot of the bodies are buried with Brenda.
not much you can hide from me. Just look deep into my eyes, Christian. Just listen to
me
my
everything.
supportive tones. Oh, I'm very understanding.
You actually are.
No.
I actually have such nice feelings for you because there were moments where I was in desperate need of somebody to be nice to me, and you really were. You were one of those. You were one of those people, but you maybe don't even realize it at the time.
Oh no, I knew you needed it.
This guy's gonna leave.
Like,
I don't know anything about his cover, but he's about to go.
No, I had no idea you were in that situation. But I was a human to you. I was a nice human. Not all humans.
Well,
are
you
human.
weren't a soprano. You were like.
Oh, come on now. Come on, no.
But it wasn't
no,
even like we spent we spent a lot of time with each other or anything like that.
No?
It was just like a supportive human being that was just every day was like, "How you doing?"
Yeah.
Like that was all I needed, really. Like, well, I've needed a lot since then, but at the time it was like, yeah, we'll be all right. This is what you do. Do what you do. We don't need to like be crazy.
No. Oh, Christian, we
Don't be
need to.
crazy.
Don't do that. Oh, don't ruin this. for
Isn't it
us
weird
all.
how
No.
quickly that goes by? Like,
Yeah, can you believe that
It's almost
was
5 years.
5 years ago. That's weird.
2 years don't really count. Where we were just like, where are
That's
we?
the
What are we
thing.
doing?
I had, I have a 6-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so that time doesn't count. And then there was this pandemic, so it really is like, no, my kids should not be 6 and 2.5.
No,
They should be a half-year-old.
Right,
and they
right,
should
right,
be
right.
3 and 4.
My boy's about to be 8, and I go, I wished I had paused him at like 6. Like 6. This is a grade 8. Like you still think I'm funny.
Yeah.
Like I got 6-year-old humor down. 8 starting to get a little more sophisticated. Dad's not cool anymore.
Oh,
like,
no, already? Oh,
I mean, I was never cool, but
yeah.
at least
Nah.
I could land a fart joke and he would laugh, and now.
sweet. Yeah, see, this is why I'm really glad that I have, like, boys, because, I mean, I think farts are hilarious.
Of course.
Like they're making farting noises with their mouths.
Yeah.
I'm like, good one. Here, listen to this.
You're going to have a frat house someday.
Oh, God, no, not that. No. Oh, no, that's what I'm turning them into. I had no idea.
I made my dream come true, and I bought my son electric drums, and then I bought myself a real fancy guitar, and then we went to the basement and built like a band room.
Oh, my God.
Like a girls don't enter band room, like.
Whoa, hold on. Why
You know
aren't
what I
girls... Hold on.
Well, that's his theory at
okay.
this point.
Oh,
know,
sure,
but,
sure.
yeah,
No, okay,
yeah.
sure, it's coming from him. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
We played 2 measures of something good, and he's like, I'm going to go get Mama.
Oh, he's like,
She
oh,
needs to
Mama
hear
needs
this.
to hear
She
this.
needs to hear this. But it's like my dream come true, like the thought of jamming with my son, like
How
rock
long-
music.
So you've
and-
played guitar for a long time?
Yeah, since I was a kid.
Always electric guitar, or did you do some acoustic?
Well, nobody just gets an electric guitar first. So there was an acoustic guitar for a while.
Okay.
I only did it, I mean, I loved it, but
Pick up chicks.
of course.
Yeah.
It's the same reason I
Everyone-
started singing.
Oh, God.
100% worked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I was playing basketball, and I was not dating a cheerleader. For sure I wasn't dating a cheerleader.
Okay.
Because I just couldn't, just wasn't in that. I wasn't in that realm.
What?
Then went over to the theater group, and it was like 70 girls and 2 guys.
Oh, yeah.
These numbers made sense to
Yeah.
me. I'm pretty sure the other guy was gay, and so
Yeah.
this was like even easier, like.
You're like, yeah. So they're all talking to him about you.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, so you had to be a
It was
good
the best
guy.
thing I ever did. It was
Oh
the
my
best thing I
gosh,
ever did.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
The
my
other guy.
mistake was like picking one.
Picking one. So what are we talking about here?
You should have just, just stayed free.
Oh, well.
You're stupid at that age. Very stupid at that age.
Oh.
Yeah. 15, I was like full of mistakes.
Oof. 15. I was a very unhappy person at 15.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you looked like Alanis Morissette and she was real famous and you weren't?
She was real famous and I didn't like her as much as I liked Tori Amos. I
remember you're a Tori Amos girl.
I mean, I was. I don't really listen to Tori Amos anymore, but like her 90s stuff.
Of course.
Yeah, it got me through high school.
Alanis was too mainstream for you.
Too mainstream, and now I appreciate her. I think she's awesome. But but like I went to a Tori Amos, Alanis Morissette concert.
Amazing.
And like in the parking lot, someone was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "No." And they're like, "Oh my god, did you do that on purpose?" Though I was like, "Yes, I grew my hair out to my butt." Like for this one concert. No.
Did you do it on purpose? I manipulated my face just for tonight.
I will, Oh my god. Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw you, I was like, that's unbelievable.
That's Alanis Morissette.
That's unbelievable.
Whoa. But I'm not Canadian.
No, but you're Brenda Rae, and I think, and for 1995 you might have switched with her, but I don't know about not anymore.
I was 13 in 1995.
Were you? Am I older than you?
You were just a couple of years. I turned 40 this year.
You look 31.
Oh wow, thanks. I told you lots of work.
I'm not above work. I don't care. Do what you got to do.
Good. People are welcome to do what they want to do. I have not, and I don't have plans. But
I have no. I take no issue with somebody who's like, I want to feel better about myself. And, I got Invisalign. I was like, my teeth are crooked. Cool. I would like to fix that.
Did you ever have braces when you were a kid?
Of course, but they take them. They take them off when you're 13, and then I grew like 9 more inches. My whole head changed.
Holy crap! You had them so young. I had them a little older because I used to have a major underbite. So I've had corrective jaw surgery. I was
Wait, did they break your jaw?
The upper one and the lower one wired shut for 6 weeks. Liquid diet.
A doctor wanted me to do this, and I was like, no.
You? What's your problem?
I had underbite.
What's your problem? Look at your face. Just look.
At some point, you just get old enough where it doesn't matter.
Okay. I mean, my top teeth are still good, but I didn't
They're
wear
beautiful.
my retain.
Look at those.
Look at that crooked lower tooth.
Yeah, but nobody cares about lower teeth.
Disgusting. That's disgusting. Get out of my face. Don't look at me. I'm hideous.
Do you care? Do you ever be like
about my teeth? No.
About age?
No, I've actually been very open about my age the entire
time
I've been old. No, I it's still on my Facebook profile, like my actual birthday with my actual year, and I'm like,
you're old when you still have a Facebook page. That's
gross.
Really,
yeah.
I'm not on it. There's like a fan page, right? But I don't interact with it.
Oh, okay.
And so it's just a lot of old people commenting on things that go up, and you're like, this is weird.
Well, Facebook started and it was more personal. So now, that's how I interacted with Facebook. But then when I moved to Germany, I started accepting all these friendships from and I don't know them. And now I'm like, I don't actually want to share everything. So I just don't post, basically.
Exactly.
So now, at least with Instagram, I know it's public.
All fans,
people, whoever wants to look at my content can. So exciting.
Do you worry about it? Do you worry about content? You're like, I need to do something. Do you feel that pressure?
Yeah, a little bit.
I hate
have
that
someone
I do
helping
too.
me now. She's wonderful.
So fancy.
Oh, yeah.
Are you dealing with a publicist?
I'm dealing with. You were too at one point.
I never had a publicist.
You had the bunch of them calling you after Richard Tucker.
There were people who wanted to separate me from my money.
Right. Well, no, I understand. But I do work with someone now. I worked with her before the pandemic as a full publicist, and now we're slowly starting up because I'm like, I don't know if I can afford this anymore. But I think she's amazing. It's Verismo. So it's she's just the best. And it's
one of those expenses where you're like,
it is an expense.
Is this? Where does this pay out? Will this pay out?
Hopefully, yeah. I don't know. But people keep telling me, I know who you are. I'm like, well, that can't be just me.
Well, come on. I mean, at this point, 20 years of professional singing, somebody might know you.
Christian Van Horn. I've been professionally singing for 14 seasons.
Wait, is that true?
Yes. Yeah, 14 years. Yeah. My first professional
20
gig
years
was,
this year
How
for
was
my
that?
first. I was 22 years old when I was
see,
first paid to sing.
I was 26 when I mean, when I say professional, I don't mean young artist professional.
I mean money for singing. No, I don't mean young artists. I mean money for a role.
No, I didn't get paid money for a role that wasn't in the young artist context until I was 26.
Okay.
Right. So
I
I
was only a
graduated
couple
from
years
Chile.
before that.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal. And it was Pamina in Frankfurt, and now everyone's like, what?
No, they would never. They were like, why did we take the greatest queen of the night and make her sing
no.
Pamina?
I did that on purpose. I was like, I don't want people to know I can sing Queen.
Really?
Yeah. Queen of the Night is the first thing from opera that I ever heard when the movie Amadeus.
Were you running from it?
I brought it to my teachers in undergrad and I was like, I want to sing Queen. They're like, amazing. Okay, you have the notes. And so I would sing it after I decided to be an opera singer because I went to music school thinking, nope, I don't want to be Tori Amos.
You want to be pop? You want to sing pop music? Yeah, right.
But I was still studying classical music. And then, I was introduced to bel canto. Aww. And I totally loved it. And so then I started learning more and I learned Queen of the Night. And I remember coming back to an old voice teacher. She's like, last year, all you wanted to do was sing jazz. And I'm like, now I'm singing opera and I love it. No. Anyway, but I then found out that if you sing Queen, that is all you'll sing.
Because
for some,
there's only, there's 3 or 4 great ones. And then there's 25 good ones.
Hello.
And the great ones are the great ones are few and far between. I'm thinking of Catherine Lewick, or just somebody who's just like 9 a.m. hitting those notes as if it was nothing.
Sure. Well, those are the kind of queens that it's like, oh, thank goodness you don't have to worry about them.
Right.
Like,
right.
Because when I sang more Paminas, I would hear a lot of queens next to me in the dressing room, and they were just
failing.
Not failing. Well, but they would sing through the aria 15 times before going on stage.
A lot of people like to perform in the dressing room, leave it all there.
No, can't do that.
I can't do it. I don't want to.
I don't. What? Yeah.
There's a couple spots I might try. But,
oh, definitely. Yeah.
But just I'm going to sing this whole aria beginning to end right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Loses a certain freshness.
I sang a lot of Zunigas in my early days.
Yeah.
Lots. And I heard Escamillo after Escamillo crash and burn.
It's a hard role.
Brutal.
Right?
Absolutely
Why?
brutal. You come out and you sing arguably the most recognizable tune in all of opera. Mm-hmm. And it's too high and it's too low.
Yep. Yes. Oh.
And it's 2 long verses with a big ending, and they got you on tables in tight pants, pretending that you're a bullfighter. And when you're 6'4" like me, you get up on the table, you're like, why am I so high? Why am I so...
I'm very far away from the ground right now.
They're like, could you take this and pretend that there's a bull running by you? I'm like, you don't see the fear. There's not enough fear in my face. We need to
I see the bull. It is my life.
the horn.
The
Van Horn.
Just one.
I think I've got 2 or 3 more. Once you sing Escamillo and it goes okay, you can do it anywhere you want.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Please do it. Nobody's good at it.
Oh yeah. Oh, why not?
One of those things as soon as they begin the music to your aria, you're like, why have I done this to myself again? Why would I have done this?
Oh no. Oh yeah. I don't know if there are many roles that I feel that way about.
Any handle I've ever done. As soon as the aria cranks up, I'm like, why would you have done this to yourself?
There are a couple handle out arias and I'm like, oh no, not again.
I did Orlando. That was my swan song. I mean, I did
Alcina.
I did Agrippina. I did a lot, but Orlando was the last one I'll do.
Oh, okay. Oh.
It's like I can't. If you're singing Rossini Coloratura, you've got from here to here to get all those notes in, and pretty much they're going to work even if they're a little bit early or a little bit late.
Yeah.
In Handel, every beat has to line up, and I'm not I don't have the machine gun. I'm not a machine.
That's what I find hard about Handel Coloratura too.
Every
so
beat has to line up again.
Yeah. Yep.
I just saw this one over here. What was it?
Rodalinda. Yes.
Did you see it?
I did.
Incredible production.
Yeah,
I loved it, and the girls were. And Yeston Davies was
God, Yeston.
Yeston makes me forget I'm looking at or hearing a man sing. It's just a beautiful voice. It's not coming from any type of singer. You know what I mean? You're
it's
like, wow.
Yeston. Oh, it's just beautiful. Yeah, it's really special. quality.
But, you know, I left after the intermission because it's Handel. And if
the
you give
first
me
intermission, there were two.
They were two. Well, I didn't make it to the second one, I assure you.
I stayed through the whole thing.
Really?
You know, well, Stephen Wadsworth is a friend of mine. He was a teacher of mine back at Juilliard. And so I was like, I got to see it. I remember, I think didn't it premiere in 2004, maybe?
The
and
original
that was my
production.
first year at Juilliard. So I remember, like, Renee Fleming's Handel CD was out. I met her at the Tower Records, which no longer exists.
Which is now like a Raymore Flanagan furniture store.
Yeah, that's so sad.
That was the best place to go to.
Tower Records was amazing.
I was going there in the mid, 96, 97. That was my first year in that tower.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, look at this opera section. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, huge. You can find anything.
I would go in there with $40 or $35 and be like, which one am I going to get?
Oh,
you know, like a kid in the candy store.
Right?
Can you imagine what a nerd?
Yeah. Well, my husband was that kind of nerd. So we have a lot of opera recordings thanks to him.
Which one am I going to get?
Yeah.
Ooh, what it's, you know, I know it's all Sam Raimi because he was the only one who did anything. I was at Juilliard today.
Oh, yeah?
I've been coaching Rake's Progress with my man, John Arita.
Oh,
You know John?
I do know John.
John's fantastic.
Yeah, John.
And so, I mean, he's like excited to work on the Stravinsky. And so we've been over there.
And you're doing that here at
Here.
the Met.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you are.
I'll be back in a
forgot.
week.
You're going to be back. I know.
Yeah.
I was like, you're done, but no,
No,
you're
I'm
coming
making.
back.
Yeah, but I made you do this anyway.
You're going to be around when Quinn's around?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're all going out.
A typical night with Quinn. Mm-hmm. I'm going to talk out of school right now.
Oop, here we go.
It's not for kids.
No, well, this.
You're going to need a
Filter,
passport.
shut it
You're
off.
going to need a passport, $500 in unmarked bills, and an alibi.
Okay, but whose passport?
Not yours.
Not yours.
You're just
no.
a passport.
It's one of Jason Bourne's.
Steakhouse.
Okay.
All right. Martinis until you have to be carried away. Mm-hmm. We're just getting started. You know. Carnegie Club, that's a cigar shop. That's a cigar club. It's kind of men's only, but the girls that go in there are baller. So if you make it in, if you go in, all the guys look at you like, oh, okay, cool, because it's a stanky place, stanky. But and everybody's in there. It's like overweight billionaires, middle-aged fat guys.
My kind of people.
Gross. Everybody's got a $12,000 watch on, like it's that kind of place. But Quinn holds court, like he does everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're happy to be back and like doing it. And I mean, you've been back for a while, but
Yeah. I mean, I was bummed that the Met couldn't open at all previous season because there was going to be good stuff.
I lost 33 performances at the Met.
Oh God.
33.
Oh wow.
I don't want to complain. No more complaining.
No, I know.
But I was just like,
that is a lot.
nobody would have blamed me for jumping off the building. That would have been just a fine move.
I would have blamed you. I'm like, no.
CVH, no.
No. Let's just sit next to me.
Yeah, you did. You helped me. That was sweet. No, I often think about that, and I think about Corrado too, because he was so.
He is the best.
At least you and I had met previously, but I never met Corrado in my life.
Right.
And and he also saw that I was clearly not hiding it.
No.
You think you're doing good, and then you're just like, fuck.
Everyone's worried about me. Uh-oh.
Like a lack of oxygen. And,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, don't people get really emotional on planes? Like at movies, people cry much more readily.
Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah. Like, don't watch a sad film. Well, do you cry at films ever?
Several films. Glory. You know Glory?
I've heard of it, but
It's a black regiment during the Civil War.
Okay.
Denzel Washington, single tear, like brutal, impossible to watch. The first notes of the music, I'm already crying.
I mean, war movies always make me cry anyway. So
that one's brutal, and it's like, but it's filled with heroism and loyalty, and like, oh God, just killer. Rudy.
Oh, also haven't seen it.
The Sean Astin Notre Dame football movie.
Oh,
Okay, like
you cry.
No man could survive this and not cry. There's no chance. If you had a father, and if you had a good relationship with him, you'll bawl your eyes out. If you had a bad relationship with him, you'll bawl your eyes out.
Oh boy!
And then they tie this all up with football and this impossible dream of a kid who was not a football player.
Oh,
and then all of a sudden, spoiler alert, on a 30-year-old movie.
No. I had never known.
It's just how they build it with the music and his dad and the teammates and just like this moment of like, is he about to actually get on the field? And I don't care about sports for 1 second, but you're just like,
oh, it's about community. It's about your village.
oh my God. It was really, well, it's like tied in with dads and sports and wanting something more.
Oh, okay.
You know, like most of the people that I grew up with didn't leave where they started.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's not what we do is privileged.
Yeah.
You know, and unlikely, very unlikely, at least where I came from.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not even a legitimate career. It's
No.
like, well, what do you do then?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's your real job?
The people I went to school with own pizza parlors or cut hair or fix cars.
Yeah.
You know, like it was
Real
a
things.
very blue collar community. You know, it was not. My dad wore a suit, and he was the odd man out.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, he worked. He was a government contractor, and so he wore a suit to work, but. None of my dads did. They were firemen and policemen and like teachers. Like nobody wore us.
Yeah.
So when we get to the baseball game, my dad's rolling in like a 3-piece suit to coach first base. You know, like. But that was our story. You know, that was that one. But the idea of getting out of there was not. It wasn't something that people tossed around as possible.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. How big was your city? Your town?
I really don't know. It was right in the middle
right.
of Long Island. Not a. It was overpopulated.
Oh, okay.
We certainly
Yeah,
lived
I mean,
closer
I forget,
together than we
like,
wanted to.
Everything on the East Coast is like different, you know, because
Yeah.
we're talking about small Midwest
These were
towns.
neighborhoods. These were cookie cutter neighborhoods. All the houses were the same, like that kind of.
Yeah.
We walked to school and.
Yeah. Like in Spider-Man movies, right? They all looked like that, right? Like,
Wait, weren't they in
Tobey
the city?
Maguire. But it looked like, no, he was out of the city.
Did you ever see E.T.?
No. Yes. Sorry, I haven't seen Rudy, but yes, I've seen E.T.
But was that sort of just like, you know, standard suburbia,
Yeah,
low middle class, not
Yeah.
middle class to low middle class for the most part. We lived in the nicest house in a pretty shitty neighborhood.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
And I think it was just the difference between wearing a suit to work and not wearing a suit to work. Like that was the tiny difference.
that
And,
upped the classy.
yeah, but nobody's mom worked.
Yeah.
Very few. Very
Yeah.
few.
When I grew up, a lot of the moms stayed home too. But my mom, we had it switched. My mom was the one working.
And your father was
my
home?
dad stayed home with us while we were young. Yeah.
Is that nice?
Oh, I was great.
Yeah.
I was very
He
close.
liked it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's something he gets to keep, you know? Like that's
yeah.
not. I met your dad.
Very
I met your dad in Michigan.
Yeah. Yes.
I met the two of them, and I was like, not what I expected. Not,
Oh, yeah?
No, they were just like nice Midwestern, nice,
Not-
happy people who
What are you
were-
saying about me right
Well,
now?
I'm just no, but you're all of those things. But you have this element of free
Yeah.
that I wouldn't associate with Minnesota, like
Wisconsin.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Wisconsin. You lived in Minnesota, though.
I live in Minnesota now, but I'm from
See?
Wisconsin.
All right,
You got it. No, you got it.
Well, I don't
but
do
I got a
research
sample.
here, but I know who my friends are. But Wisconsin, they were, you know,
Yeah.
you had a freer spirit than somebody who grew up in the suburbs in Wisconsin.
Sure,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, we're not in a suburb. It's its own little city. It's like
Yeah.
75,000 people.
Oh.
But yeah, it's
You
big.
had
it's
buildings
big in
taller than
Wisconsin.
4 stories?
Yes, we did.
Wow.
We had maybe like 6 stories. One, the tallest. I don't know. But my parents were definitely more liberal
Yeah.
than the average
Right.
Appletonian.
And so it was an easier place to grow up. You could be you.
Yeah, and there's a university there with the Conservatory of Music. That's actually where I went my first year of college.
Really?
Lawrence University. Yeah.
Because it was close and you were a baby.
No,
and
I
said-
didn't want to be close to my parents at all. I lived on campus. They were like,
With liberal parents, you didn't want to it wasn't easy to stay home?
no, I love my parents so much, but you know, I was
Please
like an
close.
I was an angsty teenager. I was like, okay, I
This
mean,
place
I was
is a little
actually,
too liberal. Could you close the door when you're in the bathroom, please?
Okay, but I hate going to the bathroom with the door closed. I'm
Come
such
on.
a weirdo.
Do you really? Do you do that in your house?
Oh, it's like no,
Just
there's
free
no
for all.
point.
It's just free
With
for all.
little children, they enter anyway.
I
like,
lock that door.
I
Stay
do lock it
stay
sometimes.
out.
I'm like, nope, Mama, no.
Papa needs
It's
private
like-
time, and it's going to be a while. So
gonna be a
don't
while.
wait.
Yeah, see, you as a man like get that privilege, but I was like, I don't know. Somehow it's no. My husband's really good to me when we're home, but oh yeah, yeah. No, I've.
I taught culture. I was like, look, man, when somebody closes the door in the bathroom, that's private time. You
Absolutely.
don't need to slide stuff under the door. You don't need to have a
I
conversation.
drew you this. Thank you. Yep. Their little hands like waving at you. Their little fingers sticking under the doors.
I'm like,
Oh my
yeah, it's
God.
so sweet because someday it won't happen.
Yeah.
And I thought
we'll
about
miss
this.
it.
My boy still likes a story in bed.
Yeah.
You know, and he's almost 8,
yeah.
and we sit there and we have like this big elaborate story, and he loves life, and he can't wait to do it, and he remembers it, and he tells me about the funny parts the next day, and I go, I should just do this every time, every time that he wants us, I should do this, because one day he won't ask anymore, and I'll have done the last one, and I won't know I did it. You know what I mean?
Like, oh, that was the last one.
I'm way too sentimental to deal with a child. Way too much. I'm just like,
just
like slow down, buddy.
I know.
He's got like this little. They are us, but they also have their own things. And it was this weird realization to be like, oh, you're a person. You have rights and feelings and
you're not
opinions.
A copy of me.
No, I mean you might be tall, and have tired eyes, but otherwise I could never tell that you're mine. You know? That's how I knew he was mine. He had like birthmarks on his cheeks, and I was like, that's definitely mine. Oh. And then he got like the tired eyes. And then he was, your height, at 7 years old.
Yeah. He's already as tall as me. That's saying something from the tall soprano.
It's weird. It's I love it, and I best thing I ever did, of course.
Yeah.
But it's no joke.
It is no joke. No, I mean, I knew I wanted kids. I'm very happy having my kids. I'm very happy having my 2 kids.
Right, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
But
everybody finds their number.
We're so frustrated all the time as parents, I'm just like, oh, and then you're like, God, I love my kids.
But they can fix it. Somebody said to me, and this is the perfect way to describe it, is that kids ruin everything, and you're totally cool with it. Mm-hmm. You're totally cool with them ruining everything. Yeah. We tried to go to a wedding, ruined.
Oh, no, social events, no.
My son, when he turned 2, we were in Rome, and so we went to like the little pizzeria around the corner, and as I'm walking in, he had blonde hair, and so in Rome he was like king. He was king, and so the waiter comes running over, and they're like, oh, they want to touch it almost, like they're almost inappropriate, And I said, oh, it's my boy's second birthday today. Oh. Well, this was a mistake.
Uh-oh.
And they came up behind him after dinner. Now, he just turned 2. He's just he's a baby.
2.
It's a baby. You know?
Yeah.
And so they come around the corner with tiramisu, like, around him, but it's all lit up on fire. And they're like, tanti auguri per te, like, screaming. And he flipped shit.
Wow.
Because he was so startled, and it was like fire, and it was like noise.
And it was alcoholic tiramisu.
It was like coffee-based dessert, that he could never eat without choking on and then staying up all night.
Oh, my God.
And
oh, poor thing.
And for years, Happy Birthday sends him in a space that we have to avoid like the plague.
It really stuck with him. Oh. For years.
And so, because it would start, you'd be in a restaurant. We went to Maggiano's with some friends, like the big family-style Italian place. And it was like, birthday. He's having one meltdown after another. Oh, no. My friend is like, what the hell is happening? I go, it's the song, man. It's the song. So we'd see candles coming out of the kitchen, and we would like jump on his head, like just
listen,
just remove all senses, Like,
whoa.
He's almost 8, and he'll take himself out of the room now when Happy Birthday starts.
Oh, really?
Like, it's like still there.
So absolutely no Happy Birthday song for him on his birthday. Got it.
The best thing you can do for him is not sing.
Don't sing.
Do you love me? Don't sing.
Don't sing, Dad. No.
But even at 8 to like still, hanging on to that.
His school, like people are gonna sing him Happy Birthday
at school. But I mean, you gotta warn everybody. Oh, this ain't gonna go good.
Like this is some PTSD, like, for truly. Oh,
and you think you're like, I did that to him. I told that guy that it was his birthday, and they came up behind him, and a doctor would have you not believe that that's true. And that it was just like, oh, no, it's the noise, and it's the group, and it's this. I'm like, No, it's only happy birthday.
Just happy birthday.
He doesn't do
very
this
specific.
for other songs.
I mean, yeah, your kid's the kid of.
Like, I knew I was going to ruin him. I didn't know by 2. You know, like, I thought I'd have a few more years to ruin it.
Oh, no, I think we start ruining them as soon as they're born. Like, hopefully you won't remember specifics, but you remember the feeling of me messing up your life already. Like, we try so hard, you know, like, we're like, oh, you know, these things that I hold on to from my upbringing that don't bring me joy.
Yeah.
We're like, I'm going to fix that about my relationship with my kid. But
and then I'm going
like,
to go away
we have to be
9
honest.
months out of the year.
Oh my God. But we're going to mess up our children in ways that we had no idea we were going to.
You don't even know you're doing it, I think.
We are
Because
trying
who
our
would
best,
do it? Because who would do it?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
The only thing I try to be as present as I can when I'm home.
Yeah.
I stay connected as well as I can when I'm on the road. But I know that all this going away is not going to pay out.
Mm-mm.
And somebody's got to pay the bills. But surely I could, you know, just not have as many bills. You know? But,
yeah. No, that's something that we think about a lot too when our kids are getting older. Like, how much is mom going to be away? Like my oldest one already said this fall, like, oh, it's like mom lives somewhere else. It's like,
oh no, I said we just have 2 separate lives. This is 2 separate lives. We can connect and we can tell each other what's going on. But you live there and I live here, or you both live there and I live here. You know, and that's not going to change.
Yeah.
I have this responsibility. I feel a responsibility. I don't know if I have a responsibility, but I feel a responsibility to this gift of this magic little life we get to lead. And I go, well, how dare you not do this? You know, how dare you leave your family? How dare you not do this thing you know, that people would have killed for?
Yeah.
People would kill for half of.
Yes.
Do you feel that? Do you feel like you have this responsibility to something that most people don't get to live this life?
I don't know if I've thought about it like that.
Yeah.
I just know that it feels so right. You know, I feel grateful that I haven't had that struggle. Like, should I be staying home? Like, I know that I want the balance of both. You know, and it is hard to keep it balanced.
There's no balance. It's not.
You
a
know,
balance.
one is always a little bit off kilter. But you know, then you.
At the same time, this is what you
correct.
do. This is who you are.
Yeah, like those first couple months of the pandemic, like. My husband does not want it to go back to that. It's like, I think I was like Charlie Brown, like just always with my head drooped, my shoulders down.
Oh my
I was just
God.
like moping. And I was taking care of both kids because he was working remotely from home. And I'm like, I hate my life. No, I'm so grateful for the time with the kids, which I am, but it's when you don't have that balance, so you're like, I don't know what's happening with my life right now.
For 2 weeks, it felt like vacation. Like, awesome, put my feet up, like, I'm going to fix the door finally, or whatever. Like, it's just like pretending to be domestic. Yeah. And then at 2 weeks, I was like, how long are we going to do this?
Yeah. I think, really.
I bought a lawnmower. I was mowing the lawn. Like, I fired the lawn guy, and so now I'm pretending to mow the lawn.
What do you mean, pretend?
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, I'm mowing the lawn, but I was just like, I guess this is what I do on Thursdays.
Yeah.
How long are we doing this?
Right.
Like,
it's just
this
another
is not
week,
my
right?
life. My life is not mowing lawns.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. This is not. I wasn't built for this. I could fake it. I think a lot of guys fake it. But this is not. I'm not living for the Saturday barbecue. You know. Like,
no, I know.
That sounds awful, but
no, it's okay. I understand. I mean, I love a lot about our neighborhood life. I wish I could be around more often.
Yeah.
I mean, but right now it's like, oh, okay, hi neighbors, so good to see you. So I'm gone. Well, I guess maybe I'm home next January.
Yeah. I say, don't get used to me.
Yeah, it's like it's hard making friends that way, you know.
Kelly's having the hardest time because we just moved. We moved
Right.
7 months ago, and then she's like, "Well, I still can't get into the school because of their restrictions." And so she's like, "I haven't really even met other moms." Like,
Right.
so they go to every birthday party that they're invited to. They go to just to like
Hello,
meet
possible
people.
friend. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, 2 days after Ariadne closed here was my son's 6th birthday.
I remember you were excited to get home. We chatted right before you went.
Yeah. So I got home and I'm like immediately planning this party. But, you know, a few parents stayed. Like we had maybe 8 kids over. And I think 3 parents stayed. And I was just like, oh my God, adult friends who have kids, they understand.
Can I get you some alcohol?
God, I know. Like, I'll give you anything. You can come over anytime. Yeah.
I was home on Halloween last year, and so I got a real flavor of the neighborhood. And the flavor is the best because they were all like our age and a little bit younger, but they were like everybody set up in their driveway, and they all had bonfires going, and then like tables of candy for the kids and tables of booze and other things to eat for the adults.
These are our people.
And I was like, yeah, we moved into the right place. You guys need beers? You need walking beers? Like,
yeah, we have some of those neighbors in our neighborhood too. Like for Halloween, it was like we're giving you peanut butter shots or something. Like here's the peanut butter chocolate shots for the adults. I was like, okay.
I asked if I needed a walking beer.
A walking beer. Oh,
I was like, that would be nice.
I like the sound of a walking beer. Yes.
Used to do a shower beer. I can remember doing that.
Oh,
you ever do shower bear?
I don't think I have done shower beer.
Like if you're pre-gaming and you're like, oh, I got to hop in the shower, and you just take like a fresh one in.
God. Well,
you should try it out.
Actually, I think I have.
Yeah. It doesn't have to go into the water, but right, it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shower beer.
Yeah. Shower beer. Oh, college was fun, huh?
I saved it. I was not a party guy.
Oh,
my 4 years of college, I was so focused on what I wanted.
Really?
I thought going out was going to I thought going out was going to derail what I wanted, and so I never went out. In college, I almost never went out.
That is.
Yeah, I lived at home.
I'm incredulous right now.
I lived in my parents' house.
Oh.
Yeah, I had like a job. I was focused. I was focused on what I wanted to do.
And you wanted to be a singer at that point?
Yeah.
You were okay.
So I waited, and now I'm like, living that life, I guess.
Oh, yeah. My first 2 years, I did not party. I was a straight edge punk, like in high school and early college, and then I think I like accidentally started drinking. So it was just like accidental. I was in a movie, no, literally, I was in a student film, and there was a party scene.
Can we see it?
Oh my God, I doubt it's online anywhere, thank goodness. Oh yeah, Brenda's a freshman in college.
Do you need some more beer?
I've got some left.
Right, okay. I'm not trying to get you loaded.
No, I have got rehearsal in the morning. We're fine.
Yeah.
We're totally fine. After living in Germany for 10 years, you're fine.
Oh, please.
Yeah. So, I don't know why I'm talking about that movie.
Straight punk. God, you said you were straight punk, and then
there was a scene in the movie where we were at a party and doing Jello shots, and they're like, "Well, you gotta have them for real." I was like, "Okay, I guess I'm drinking now."
Oh, this was for the scene. You're got loaded. How did you handle it?
Fine. That's fine. Yeah.
I can remember getting sick the first couple of times I drank, where I was just like, "Oh, you can just keep pouring it in, right? You'll be fine."
Oh no! See, I think I didn't get sick. Well,
I had to learn stopping point.
Yeah. I think I started pretty slowly because I didn't love the taste of it at first.
Yeah. A Jello shot, though. Come on.
Well, that was fine.
Like that? Yeah.
That was fine.
Yeah.
No. But beer and wine, I hated until.
There was something about those first beers. I was like, why do people do this?
Why do people drink
I guess we're a little bit tipsy. We get a 6-pack for 3 of us. Drink 2 beers, that's going to do very much.
Yeah.
And then we would act drunk for a half hour, and then that was it.
Okay,
this stuff tastes like shit.
Yeah. And of course it was probably Bud Light. So
No, I remember it was a Mad Dog. Remember Mad Dog?
Yeah, but doesn't Mad Dog only come in 40s?
These little 12-ounce bottles.
Oh, okay.
No, it was called Red Dog.
Oh, Red Dog. Okay.
Red Dog, not Mad Dog. 40. You want to get some 40s and go to the tattoo parlor tonight?
Oh my God.
I don't have to. I have to rehearse tomorrow, but not till 1 o'clock.
Oh, are you having a brush up rehearsal?
No, I'm more Rake's Progress.
Oh, more Rake's Progress. Okay.
Yeah, I figured if I get 10 hours in, I will have done what I should do. Yeah. I don't know.
That's a lot.
There's a long. This is like a real.
Oh.
You know where it's really cool to do your first stuff? The Met.
My favorite, yeah.
Have you done it?
Well, my debut at the Met was my first time singing that Handel role, so because I love to do.
I've never done this before,
yep.
But I guess I'm going to do it here. Okay.
So see,
I don't
worry about stuff like that.
You don't read reviews then?
No, I do not read reviews.
See, I have to learn
me?
that. Brenda,
don't read reviews.
I know, but you have to understand, for the first 10 years of my career, if I got mentioned, it was positive.
Oh, sure.
Because of the size of the role that I did.
Yeah.
And then in the last 5 years, where I was only singing big stuff, I was like, oh,
that's what it's
these are all shitty. Is there anybody going to say that something good at all? I don't claim to be Sam Raimi, sir.
No, exactly. Like
I never claimed to be him.
Said I wanted to be. No,
If it was 1985, he would do it for you. But it's 2022,
but
and
you're stuck
I'm the
with
one.
me, okay? Deal with it.
This is your cross to bear, sir.
I'm so sorry for.
He's 80. He
Presenting
can't
an
do this
experience.
anymore.
No. Oh.
He's no Sam Raimi.
He's
I
no
swear
Sam
I have a
Raimi.
dozen
I mean,
dozen reviews that say that. But yeah, I have to learn to not look at them now because
Don't do it.
it used to be 9 out of 10 were positive, and now it's 9 out of 10 are negative. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I thought I was going pretty good.
I kind of have to. I mean, I don't want to say that we're as awesome as we always were, but you know, I
Yeah.
think there is a change in the voice on the internet. You know,
You
and
think? Are you scared to say that? Don't be scared to say that here.
My goodness.
The messages that I get, and I get a lot from this podcast.
Ooh, I'm sure you do.
Are 90% on the side of things are changing too quick.
Oh.
Like the times that we're living in, and it's probably the age of the people that listen to me are my age, but we're falling into this odd category now. And you came from a liberal house, and you're a flower child, and all that stuff. But we're in our mid-40s. We have kids and homes, mortgages, and
early 40s.
I told you, look 31. And
Early 30s.
but we're moving into this place where people start to like. It's not that they're becoming more conservative. It's just that they're not continuing on the liberal path that they were on. Mm-hmm. And so you sort of you're not becoming conservative. You're just not continuing the liberal move.
Yeah.
You slowed down a little bit. Where things where you were just like, I would never talk shit about somebody on the internet.
Right.
There are people who jump right into that, like things you would never say to my face.
Oh, yeah.
You would never say that to my face.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you?
Certainly not. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, and you're just like, okay, I guess this is what happens to people. You think that they get older and they become conservative. They don't. They can't get on with the next thing. They sort of like, here's the cutoff on whatever topic you're on. I
just don't understand. I can't.
Get off my lawn.
Yep.
I knew I was like turning into a certain thing when I had people working for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like at the house, like I'm not there. So somebody's got to keep the yard from dissolving,
Sure.
And so it's big and needs assistance. And so like I'm like, oh, I got that person working for me. And I got a tax attorney and she's working for me. And, wait, how many agents do I have now? Like there's a lot of people on the payroll.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's when you become an adult.
Oh, well, like an uber adult.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
not
yeah,
all
exactly.
adults have to deal with.
I remember my dad doing his taxes when I was a kid, and it was called, it was something easy in it, like 1040 easy. And it was like a front and a back, and he would fill out 5 lines, and it was done.
Oh my God, that sounds.
Our taxes this year come in a binder, like. Wait, what?
Oh man, yeah. My husband does all of ours now.
Yeah.
After he went to law school, he's like, "Oh, I actually really like reading boring documents." So he's really good at just sitting down.
And he could deal with your international tax law stuff.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
But it's still like a mess of work.
Oh, it's so much work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I want that 1040 easy page. My
Where's
dad
that
used to
easy? I know
complain
my
about.
brother's taxes are like, boom, I did it myself. It was like done in 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're like
what?
online, like click, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
I think I paid somebody $1,000 this year.
Oh, at
You're
least
like-
for our German taxes are way more than that.
Oh my God! When I finally filed my German taxes.
Finally. Uh-oh.
Well, I was only there 2 years, and so.
Oh, sure. Okay. All right.
But by the time we were doing it, I was like, I'm paying this guy way more than I owe in taxes. Like,
But it's it's.
And you had to
there
use a
are
lawyer.
laws. Yeah, because the tax law there is so complicated. I remember the first tax accountant we ever met in Germany. He showed us this shelf over here is the German tax law. It's like 10 books, and it's like U.S. tax law 1 book. It's
Right.
like, okay, so Germany's just insane.
when you went over there, before we got there, somebody grabbed me and they were like, "Look, as soon as you get there, they're going to ask you if you love Jesus. You don't.
What?
You're,
because they need you to sign up for.
They were like, "You don't love Jesus." I was like, "What?" They were like, "Yeah, no religion.
No
Say
religion.
zero. Say zero. Say atheist. say the word out loud. I am a non-believer. I was like, really? I have to go that far? He's like, it's that or 10%. And they just
10%. See, I've never. Yeah. Well,
the Jesus tax in Munich was 10%,
well,
and
Munich,
they pulled it. They pulled it. Your boss pulled it and sent it to the church. It was
you had no say. It all came out.
So when we got there and we're like getting processed, they were like, religion, and I'm like, none.
Okay,
and I like elbowed Kelly. I was like, no Jesus today.
No Jesus today.
He'll understand. That's a lot.
Oh man.
10 pre-tax? Come on.
Yeah. Wow. That's.
So we saved ourselves 10% there, and then we were married. And so we saved another 10% there. So our tax rate when I was there was like 47%.
47? That
where
much?
some people were paying 50 and 60.
Oh, yeah, I know. Hard. Yes.
A single person in Munich at that point was paying 50% tax.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the spouses who are not the main earners, they also pay like 60%.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, my spouse made no money when we were over there, which was the smarter thing to do.
My husband worked, I think he did like 6 productions because he used to, he doesn't like me to say this, but he used to be a singer, and now
I
he's
did
a
not
lawyer.
know that about Chad. I didn't know he was a singer.
Oh my God, no! He's probably going to be so mad that I
Don't worry. Nobody listens to this.
Well, Chad might. You'll have one listener finally. Congrats.
There's a lot of people hearing me. It's weird.
Wow. Yeah. So how quickly did it grow? I remember. I mean, I know you've been doing it.
So
a while.
you'll get like the first time you announce you're going to do something like that, everybody will listen once, and so that initially was thousands, like the first one.
Okay.
By the second episode, that's cut in half. By the fourth episode, that's cut in half again. And so what I started with 200 listeners, and then you go from there to 25,000. But it took 2 years, almost 2 years to get it. And the second you miss one, you'll lose a percentage.
Oh wow!
People,
they like
it's either
depending on
you
that
have to
content.
do it, or don't do it. It's part of their. They'll just find something else that day, and you might not get them back. And it's a very interesting part of it. But I don't do this. There's no money to be made here.
Sure.
There's no. But this is my answer to all the content that needs to exist.
Yeah.
Because I can't. God bless the people that can do it. I can't do it. I can't stare at my phone and say, "Hey guys." Like I just won't. I refuse. I refuse to address a video of people I'm not sitting in front of us. Hey guys, and then inform people what's going on. Like some people can do it. I just can't do it. And so my answer is this.
Oh, okay.
And I'll talk here because I can't, because I don't look at other people's videos when they say, "Hey guys." That's usually when I turn it off.
Hey guys. Oh, not again. Yeah.
Let me guess, it's going fucking great.
You're really thrilled. You're just so blessed. I know. I'm actually I'm happy for them. But I mean it.
Well, it's a double-edged thing. Like when I know somebody and I believe that they are a grateful human and they speak like that, I go, "Oh, that's who they are." But if I know the truth, and then their online persona is that of a grateful human being, I'm sorry. We're not naming names.
No,
I'm just like,
no, we're not naming names.
Like the real person's actually way cooler than this person. Like,
yeah, just be your real self. Come on.
But that's what it is, and so that's what I with my podcast here. I just say what I want to say. I'm not trying to frame anything. I often talk about what's awful or what I'm struggling with, if I'm struggling.
Sure. Well, I think it really is important for people to hear
that this is not all gravy.
No.
And even at the top.
Well, yeah, but it's also not just like, just know that it's going to suck even at the top. It's not about that. It's about like, it's going to be hard. Like even if it seems like it's been easy for us, like we went through this and this and this.
It's not any easier now. It's way harder now. I have way more pressure on me.
Yeah, there's a lot more pressure. There's a lot like, well, is this the right decision now?
Yeah.
Like now.
But you think that you get, if I sing this role in this house and I make this much money, then I'll be happy. And then all three of those things happen and you're like, well, that wasn't it.
Oh, yeah. I'm still searching for something.
Well, that's exactly what it was. And so, like, I've had a taste of a couple of these moments where you're like, it doesn't get any better than this. And then you're like, that wasn't it. That wasn't it either.
But that's not really how I view things. I'm not.
Are you not searching? You're just happy all the time.
No, it's not that I'm not searching,
Yeah.
but I don't have like a goal, if you know what I mean. I'm not like, if I do this, then I'll be happy. It's never been about like, I haven't planned out my life. I'm just kind of.
But you've been singing for 14 seasons consistently. And
Yeah.
and
I mean, I had.
Is
like,
that success?
Oh, I feel very
Absolutely.
successful.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have provided for my family and myself
Yeah.
every year by singing alone. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
That's incredible.
And I never really expected to do that.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm going to graduate from school. I'm going to be a waitress and I'm going to just sing when I can. I'm going to
Right.
do auditions. And things happened much sooner for me. So
Yeah.
I was like, well, okay.
Right.
Would I have kept, I think I would have kept going for it.
Yeah.
Even if it got really hard. I just.
I didn't know, but my voice type gets to sit back for a while, and watch everybody else skyrocket, and I watched all my tenor friends just like went poof, just like blew up overnight.
Sure.
And you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to Arizona first. I'm gonna pass through St. Louis a couple times. I'm gonna sing in Baltimore. Like there were these places, Florida Grand. I'd spend some summers in Florida. And you're just like, I'm gonna go learn how to do this because I'm not what you are. No way. A couple of people left this young artist program in Chicago when I was there. Some went right from there to opening the Met, like tenor lead, like
wow.
And they're not necessarily ready for it, but this stuff got thrown at those poor guys. I don't know. I felt like I needed to practice being okay at this. Like I wasn't going to be good the first day.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to like learn my craft, but that's why moving to Munich was so good. I could do so many roles, and they hated me, so there was only up. No, I mean they were like the other singers didn't care for me, but the new boss was happy I was there.
Whoa.
Well, because I came in and I would warm up, and they would be like, "Oh,
what?
We don't warm up in the dressing room." I was informed. I was like,
Really?
"Oh no, we don't warm up in the dressing
Are
room."
you kidding? Oh, I always do.
There's like a room down at the end of the Herrenzola in Munich. They were like, "You can go down there. We don't warm up." I'm like, "But there's a piano in here."
Each room.
And they're like, "Yeah, we don't warm up in the dressing rooms. You need to get moving." I was like, he wants to fire all of you, right?
Like, I will warm up where I want.
we had one old guy in there. You might remember him, Alfred, in Munich. And he was an old man. He was like, like Hitler Youth. Like he was that old. Like he had been through that. Yeah.
Whoa, no.
And he was so wildly inappropriate. Everything out of his mouth was a lawsuit, and
those were the days.
he retired. Oh. He retired before any Me Too things started happening, because this guy wouldn't have survived the night.
Oh man.
Everything was like.
Yes. Don't you just think about those people?
That's
like,
super racist, man.
Right in time.
Germans can't tell these jokes yet. You can't tell these jokes.
Yeah. The humor sometimes.
All right, this is the CVH podcast, so you have to answer like a hardline answers on the following. Okay,
Right.
Where do you stand on BLM?
Yeah. Well, huge supporter.
No, I would never. I told you, I was like, this is just two friends sitting. There's no. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I'm one of these people that cannot stand when somebody. Your gummy just hit you. I can tell. I can tell. I'm looking at you and I'm like, uh-oh.
No, uh-oh. I sound like my 2-year-old right now. No, uh-oh.
No, uh-oh,
No,
Christian.
uh-oh.
I had a night when I first got here. And
Down.
yeah, it's like one too many tacos and margaritas and that kind of thing.
I want tacos and margaritas.
Are you ready? It's only 8:30. You've been out all day. You've been working all day too.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I was in the morning and the afternoon.
Are you going all day tomorrow?
No, just a morning rehearsal.
Okay.
Woohoo! But I'm trying to go to Electra.
Is it the last one?
Yeah.
Nina canceled one of them.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I heard it was the show of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to see it. So
Have you done it?
No.
Would you do it? Would you want to?
No, there's nothing in there that I would do. No.
I've been to Electra. I went to Electra in Munich, and it was like, why is everybody screaming? This is like a short opera, and it's like,
It's super intense.
why is everybody killing each other? And like,
Yeah.
I had no desire to
joke.
see it again after that.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I think I watched it from backstage in Frankfurt.
Have you met Lise Davidson?
We did Ariadne together. She was my Ariadne. I was Serenity.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. Yes, I met her. She's ridiculous.
I met her at a dinner, and first thing I did was meet her boyfriend, who's got 6 inches on my height.
That's amazing.
Which scares me. I mean, immediately, like okay. And then she walks over, and you're like, oh, we're eye to eye.
Yay!
You're
That doesn't
6'4". Like,
well, she's 6.
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And she's like looking you right in the eye. You're like, oh, this isn't. Like, I love opera singers. Look at our size. Look at our shapes. You know, like this is an Amazon of a human. Like, amazing. And then then she's like totally human.
Oh yeah.
And nice and funny, and then just one of the greatest singers. You're like, oh, my God.
I know.
Where did you come from?
Yeah. I was like, oh, the hype is all true.
That's exactly it. The hype is all true. Yeah.
Oh man. It was really,
I love that.
amazing.
The first Wagner opera I did in Munich, I walked in the room and I was singing Bitter Rolf in Tannhäuser.
Ah, yeah.
2-page aria, you know. And there was like 10 of us that had 2-page arias. But the first day of rehearsal, Peter Seifert walks in and he's singing Tannhäuser, and he is 6'5", 350 pounds. And then Hans-Peter Koenig walks in, and he is one of the largest human beings I've ever been around. You know, and these literal giants have to like duck in the door as they come in. I felt like a fraud. I was like, those are men. I am a boy. Those are men.
Saying something.
Like, our people are amazing. Just like physically, we are amazing.
Yeah. I love looking at all the faces. I'm like, your face is a mile wide. That's amazing. You have such a beautiful face. Yeah, not all people have the same face structure. But
you can bail on me. It's cool. Distance yourself.
This has been
Distance
lovely.
yourself.
Best wishes.
What are you doing after this? Where do you find yourself?
I'm going to get a tattoo. No.
Let's.
No. No.
After this gig.
Oh, after this
Where are you
gig.
this summer?
I'm in Salzburg this summer. Salzburg and Munich, actually. You know, doing
The
one.
Festspiels?
Yeah. Yeah, doing Queen of the Night at the Salzburg Festspiel.
Now, let's just talk about that for 1 second, okay? Because you just blew past that like it wasn't maybe the biggest thing anybody can do.
Oh, yeah.
To sing Mozart in the Salzburg Festival, but then to sing Queen of the Night, the quintessential Mozart
should
role.
I be nervous?
No, you shouldn't be nervous because you're amazing at it, but that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
That's Wagner and Bayreuth, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, no, and I don't sing Queen that often. I've only sung it in Munich.
yeah.
And then with Munich on tour in Tokyo and
I think I did it with
London.
you in Munich.
Oh my God! What? No. What?
I did a lot of speakers there. A lot of speakers there. For years I did speakers there.
I didn't do it until very, very end of 2016. So you were long.
All right, fine.
Yeah, it was not you. I
Fine,
would've
fuck
remembered
you.
that.
Fine.
But yeah, so Salzburg. I'm singing Queen.
That's a big
there.
deal.
It was supposed to be in 2020.
Yeah. Oh, well, they
They
saved
got
it.
canceled.
Well, I mean, they can sell
and then
Magic Flute there.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they rescheduled it for 21, and then they didn't do a full.
It's a new production?
No, it's the one I think they premiered it in 2018.
Okay. Have you worked in Salzburg before?
No, this is my debut.
So guess what? You're never going to feel more famous than you do.
They
in
love opera
Salzburg.
singers, right? I mean, like I see all the magazines. And like,
you are as famous as a Hollywood celebrity is in America.
Oh my God,
and
that's so cool.
Oh yeah, I mean there'll be people who camp out at the entrance and the exit to the opera house every day, and you'll need to deal with them.
Oh yeah.
And like the restaurant that we all go to,
Mm-hmm.
if you're a star, they start naming dishes after you.
Oh.
And so you'll go over to that restaurant, and I'm sure it'll be like, you know, the Brenda Rae Wiener Schnitzel, and you'll be like the popular dish. You know, like
Don't do that.
don't sell those in my name.
Maybe make a spargel, nice little asparagus.
That's a smarter idea. Yeah. I have some Beyond Burger in my fridge now.
It's tasty.
It's so good.
I mean, I've never had real meats, but I think
Impossible
that's delicious.
Burger, Beyond Burger. They are delicious.
Yes,
It'll
like
fool
both.
you. It'll fool you.
Okay.
You said you've never had beef before.
No, my parents raised me vegetarian.
And so this
I have no idea
is
what it tastes like.
If nobody told you what it was, you would believe you ate beef.
Well, that's their goal, right?
Yeah. So now you have had beef.
I've had beef. I've had genetically engineered beef. It's actually pea protein.
It's so good. Has anything ever gotten past? Do you find yourself vegan?
So Well, wait,
Somebody ever
what?
just like put bacon in your soup one time and you were like, God
I'm
damn
sure,
it.
Okay, so I'm sure I've had like broth that I didn't know was in there, you know, like chicken broth or something.
Course.
Or like oils of some sort.
Yeah.
But
flesh
usually
in
if
your
it's
mouth.
Okay, so the one time where I really remember having
It's Jamie Barton.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah. Okay, when I had real flesh in my mouth, and
That's what she's saying.
there we go. So I was at Qdoba. Like, okay, you know, living in Germany,
Yeah.
like there was no like burrito scene. Right now there is.
There was no burrito. Well, but you'd go get Döner, which was there.
But I don't eat meat, so you know,
Right.
falafel's really delicious. But you know,
Right.
I don't eat the meat. I like vegan Döner meat. Anyway,
It's vegan Döner meat. Yeah, I've seen that in the grocery store.
yeah. I think it's
There
delicious.
was a lot of alternative stuff in Munich.
Yes.
I thought they had come a long way compared to the States at that point. You know, that's 10 years ago. More than, Jesus Christ. Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, flesh in my mouth. Okay, so burritos. So every time I came back to America, I was very excited to go to Qdoba because I was like more of a Qdoba person than a Chipotle person. So when it comes to big burritos, I would always
we didn't
go
have those
when
fancy places. We only had Taco Bell.
Oh, but God, so, okay, I still love Taco Bell.
I'd go there right now.
Let's go find a Taco Bell.
I tried to go the other day, and I was with my buddy Scott, and he's like, I'm not going there until the Mexican goddamn pizza is back. And he was so militant about it. And then 2 days ago, they were like, Mexican pizza is back at Taco Bell.
Oh, my God. The
like, we
day
can
he's
go.
been waiting for.
So there's a Taco Bell not too far from here, and it's called Taco Bell Cavatina. Which
Wait,
means,
is that a fancy Taco Bell?
Which means they sell booze.
I didn't know these places existed.
So you can get your Mexi Melt and booze.
Oh, my God.
It's a Cavatina.
Wow,
That's what it's called.
Cavatina was
Yeah.
classy. I mean, if you have a liquor
Super.
license, that means you're classy. Cavatina. Cavatina. All right.
Amazing. So,
Yeah.
but okay. So some things have gotten passed, but nobody ever. I mean, you've maintained your vegetarianism.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. So I was talking about,
vegetarianism.
okay, so I got a vegetarian burrito at the Qdoba.
Yeah.
And I bit down and I was like,
Oh shit, that's a hot
what's
dog.
that? No, it was like a big chunk of beef. And I was like, "Puh," I spit it out
Yeah.
and I was like shocked. And I just chucked it at my husband right in his face.
You have fucked up, sir.
No, it wasn't like, it was just such a, I couldn't
You were
control my
you were
reaction. I was
offended
just
by
like,
it.
what? Get it away from me. I threw it right at him. Like, so it's, yeah.
Sounds like a lawsuit. You could be the new owner of Qdoba.
And I just remember like that feeling between my teeth. And like, this is not right.
Oh. See,
Oh.
that's so interesting to be brought up that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I never really thought about it.
Yeah, because for me, like I'm not one of those people who's like going to guilt trip you every time I see you eating meat.
I have eaten
you
with
know?
you plenty of times. I don't remember you
Right.
ever
We
judging.
had a barbecue at my house in Santa Fe. I was like,
There was
yeah,
a lot
you
of
can
meat.
make-
There was a lot of
there was
meat
a lot-
that
I was like,
day.
dude, I don't know. I'll poison you if I try to cook this. I'm like, whoops. But I did allow there to be a meat shelf on the grill. Like, that one's for meat. This one's for veggies.
It's the worst to go to parties in Santa Fe. It's the worst.
You mean what are you talking about?
Because all of a sudden you get a first eye view at what a shit place you got by compared to your colleague. And you were proud of your place up until that moment. You were like, are you fucking kidding me? This is the way
I thought I
Brenda's
had a
living
good-
right now?
We did
Okay,
have an
Lucia,
amazing
damn.
house. Oh my god! Yeah,
all that
was a
that
ridiculous
beautiful
house.
art in there, and I remember there was a
We had a
piano in there.
there
Our
was a
kids
grand
were
piano.
our boys were playing the piano that day.
Yep. And then I mean, we had a sunrise terrace and we had a sunset terrace. You know. It's just
Well,
like,
I mean,
are
if you're gonna live in Santa Fe, you should have both.
yeah. Oh, I miss Santa Fe.
It's something Santa Fe and I. It's like every 5 years. Then I'm ready to go back.
Okay.
I never want to go back summer to summer. I can't do it.
Oh, I did 2 summer. Okay, so
It's too
I
long.
did 13 and 14 there, and then I did 17 and 18 there, and I was. But you did.
I was there in 17.
Just 17. I don't know why I feel like.
No, I go every 5 years.
Because, yeah. Right.
And I was going to go this summer. Or next summer, we had something worked out, but everything's getting changed.
Yeah, I know. They've had to. Yeah.
It's weird. Like I don't want to chase money all the time, but if you can't book out more than a season and a half, like it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
There are places you can be.
Yes.
I love you for doing this. Thank you for sitting with me.
It's been so fun to just
Yeah.
catch up. I'm like,
Well, I was just like, this is exactly what it's supposed to be. Just like,
yeah. talking.
If at any point you think you shouldn't have said something, let me know. I'll cut it right out, or make it louder. I can also make it louder.
Let's just loop it for 5 minutes, saying the same thing over and over.
What did she say about Peter Gill? Put it on the loop.
I regret nothing.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in. Everybody, the great Brenda Rae. You can find her all the usual places, Instagrams and Facebooks. And
The tweets.
The tweets. I've never been cool. I'm not going to start now.
Oh, it would seem insincere.
Brenda Rae, everybody. Thank you. I love you for listening, and we'll see you on Monday. All right. Thanks. Bye. Thank you.
It's not fair to deny me of the cross I bear that you gave to me. You ought to know. You seem very well. Things look peaceful. I'm not quite as well. I thought you